Technology is changing our lives. In the world we live in today, we're continuously bombarded by stimuli from every direction. We have non-stop flows of emails coming at us, coworkers stopping in to talk, unproductive meetings, Facebook pings, and notifications interrupting us whenever we need to sit down and get some work done. We're continuously assaulted by things that are urgent, but not important. Things we feel compelled to do, but in reality isn't a make or break activity and is taking us away from what can actually lead us to be successful. Today we live in a world that is measured on our ability to look busy as opposed to our ability to actually get things done. When we look busy, we appear to be irreplaceable. But the reality is that with technological advances, more and more people are able to have their jobs outsourced overseas for a fraction of the cost, or able to be replaced by machines altogether. In today's economy, there are 3 ways to get ahead. You can be a high-skilled worker, a superstar, or an owner. A high-skilled worker is someone who is able to work alongside current technology and use it to their benefit in order to get ahead. Once you're working with technology, you need to be able to use it in a way that is rare and sought after. A superstar is someone who companies will pay handsomely to come in and give them quality work in less time. It'll cost them more money up front, but in the long run, they'll save money by hiring you. And if you're a superstar, you can execute a large number of these projects in a year, making you very wealthy. The final group that will succeed in our economy are the owners. These are people with capital to invest in new technologies. With the money to invest, you can increase your wealth at a high level never before seen in previous economies. For example, Instagram was sold for $1 billion while only employing 13 people. Being an owner doesn't have a clear roadmap to achieve, but the first 2, being a high-skilled worker or a superstar, can be accomplished by having the ability to do 2 core things. 1. Quickly master hard things, and 2. Produce at an elite level in both speed and quality. Since we now know the 2 core abilities needed to thrive in this world, it's safe to say our ability to cultivate these skills relies heavily on something called deep work. What is deep work? It's professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. Deep work is the exact opposite of shallow work, which can be defined as non-cognitively demanding, logistical-style tasks often performed while distracted. These efforts tend to not create much new value in the world and are easy to replicate. Most of the work we do on the day-to-day is shallow work. It's not that important, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But now that we know the difference between deep and shallow work, let's go through some of the rules required in order to work deeply. Rule number 1. Work deeply. Deep work doesn't just happen. It needs to be consciously set up in your life. There's many approaches to it. You can carve out time in the morning where you can get a few hours in every day. You can make yourself harder to reach so you find yourself with more periods of uninterrupted time regularly, or you can do what Carl Jung did and build a house in the forest so you can unplug for weeks at a time. Whatever approach you choose, make sure to set up blocks of time where you can work without interruption and allow your mind to go in deep. Don't leave it up to chance. Decide when, where, and how long you'll work, what you'll do, even how you'll feel your mind for optimal performance. Rule number 2. Embrace boredom. Being able to think deeply involves continuous practice. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Our ability to delve into deep work is inextricably tied to our regular practice. However, this will get offset if we spend 2 hours every morning thinking deeply, and the rest of the day jumping on Facebook or finding distractions whenever we have a few seconds of spare time. Once our brains are wired for distraction, it's harder for it to jump into intense focus and concentration. So carve out time where you'll allow yourself to be distracted, and spend the rest of your day embracing boredom. Rule number 3. Quit social media. Everyone knows that social media is distracting. There's also uses for it, but we often fall into the any benefit approach to networking tools. If we can find any benefit to having it, we'll use it. Instead, we should use the craftsman approach to if we should use a social media tool or not. The craftsman approach states you need to identify the core factors that determine success and happiness in your professional and personal life. Adopt a tool only if its positive impacts on these factors substantially outweigh its negative impacts. Rule number 4. Train the shallows. Deep work is the most important work that we can do, but that doesn't mean we can avoid shallow work entirely. We only have so much cognitive ability to think deeply in a day, but that time gets eaten up fast. Find ways to get the most deep work in by scheduling every minute of your day Finish your work by 5:30 to allow you to recharge, or become hard to reach by asking a lot out of people who send you emails. In order to succeed in this economy, we need to either be a high-skilled worker, a superstar, or an owner. In order to become a high-skilled worker or a superstar, you need to be able to work deeply. You can get more hours of deep work in by scheduling out your day, training the shallows, quitting social media, or becoming hard to reach. Thanks for checking out our summary of deep work. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more summaries of your favorite books.